As we look at the story of Black entrepreneurship, oftentimes we tell the stories of the North Carolina Mutual Life Insurance Company, but we leave out the story of Maggie Lena Walker.
Born in 1864, the daughter of an enslaved woman and a white Confederate soldier. She grew up in poverty. Her mother worked as a washerwoman. The Independent Order of St. Luke started in the 1850s in Birmingham by a free Black woman to care for women and children. After the Civil War, it spread all across the Southeast, including Richmond, Virginia. A young Maggie Lena Walker joined when she was just a teenager. She worked her way up within that organization so that by 1899, she became the Grand Secretary Treasurer of the Independent Order of St. Luke, which was on the brink of failure and collapse. In 1903, the St. Luke Penny Savings Bank opened in Richmond, Virginia, the first bank that was largely financed by Black women, that was organized by Black women, and that was led by a Black woman, Maggie Lena Walker, first Black woman president.
Maggie Lena Walker, entrepreneur and a banker, forged a new way of living in the world in a Jim Crow South that didn't want to validate her as either Black or a woman.
She wanted to empower women like her mother, working class women, washerwomen, domestics. She really shaped the bank around a focus on these working women. She had late banking hours. She stayed open on the weekends. She also would make very small loans, as small as $5. When men used the St. Luke Bank, Maggie Lena Walker required that their wives co-sign for their loans. That is really unheard of at a time that a man would need the endorsement of his wife or a woman in his life. But for Maggie Lena Walker, this was one, an opportunity to bring more women into the bank, but it also was to acknowledge that Black women played central roles in the economic lives of their families and in the communities. And she even was part of the Women's Auxiliary to the National Negro Business League.
The people who were the 19th century founders of the Black Insurance Company and the Black Bank were all members of the National Negro Business League. The Business League still exists today. In Atlanta, it is the #1 association of Black entrepreneurs.
More than 100 Black-owned banks were chartered between the 1880s and the 1920s. What effects would a resurgence have on the Black community's economic status today?
Okay, so this video raises some questions, and I need for you to be extremely honest in the comments when answering them. And just so you know, there are 3 questions. Number 1, before this video, have you ever heard the name Maggie Lena Walker? Number 2, have you ever thought about starting a business? If so, what type of business? And number 3, what's your biggest obstacle in life? Now, please be honest when answering these questions. Share this video with anyone you deem necessary, and don't forget to like and subscribe.